Call it Pop Bubba Sparks.
Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere. Booty, booty.
Short. Hey, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
What's up, YouTube? It's Desi and I'm back with another video, y'all. It is Friday. As you guys can see, it's Friday, so let's get right on to this video. As you guys can see, I got new glasses, by the way. I'm loving them. And it's Black Friday because you guys be wearing black. But anyway, so what this video is going to talk about on what they don't teach you at your phlebotomy certification course, as far as for hard blood draws, also scared patients, all those type of things. This is what this video is going to cover. Before I get started with this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. You know, it's always going to be the best because you'll be able to know whenever I drop my new videos. And on top of that too, if you just hit that notification box, it'll automatically pop up for you. All right, so it's going to be 5 things that I address in this video as far as for what they don't teach you at the phlebotomy certification. Now, I did get my phlebotomy certificate as far as for phlebotomy, but however, I technically got certified with phlebotomy when I was working at a plasma center. Now, most people, you know, they do go to NCCT, which is where I went at for my certification for medical assistant. But however, you can get certified with phlebotomy through NCCT as well too. So they do have websites where you can get certified with that. I'll be sure to leave it in a link down below, and I'll also leave down below more ways as far as for finding out my experience with phlebotomy. Now, I always talk about my experience with phlebotomy when I used to work at a plasma center. Here with medical assistant right now, we don't do as much phlebotomy, but I deal with a lot of specimens like with urine and whatnot. But however, I still didn't forget the skills on how to do it. So a couple of things that they don't teach you: 1 is going to be the different sites for venipuncture. 2 is going to be the patient's reactions. 3 is going to be always have someone nearby just in case. Number 4 is going to be the treats. And number 5 is going to be communication with your patient during venipuncture. So for number 1, what they don't teach you is going to be the different sites for venipuncture. So there's different sites you can always get at. You don't always have to get the main part right here when it comes to venipuncture. You can always get, if you can't get the middle part, you'll always get the side part. And there are names for these. It's like the medial, and it's different names. I'll be sure to leave that down below as well too. Sepicolic vein. It's all different types of ones. What most people don't know is if you can't get anything right here, the majority of the time they will get veins that's right here as well too. Now the veins that when you try to get phlebotomy, when you try to get a blood draw on the hand, that's a lot more tough. Most people don't like to get blood draw on that. That's usually where they put the IVs at in the area as well too. But I feel as if they didn't teach me that at my certification, because at the most time they just want you to focus on the main area that you will be doing phlebotomy on. But however, if they don't teach you certain things and you guys notice that they didn't mention the different sites, I would then ask and be like, okay, so what are some common sites to go at if we can't get the blood draw in that area? So just to kind of be on the safe side. Most people don't like to ask questions because they feel like they look stupid, but most people do like to ask questions because they want to know. So number 2 is going to be also, I did want to add in too with the different sites. The more sites that you do, the more that you know. The more that you practice, the better that you become. I did want to mention that with phlebotomy, with me being out in the field for so long, because I was a phlebotomist for like 2 years or so, we kind of got our experience with medical assistant first because we were able to practice on other students. But if you don't have your experience with phlebotomy, one thing I can say is that you should start at the plasma center practice, because at the end of the day, you're practicing technically on the donors. If we're being realistic, you really are practicing on the donors. Whenever we're short of staff of phlebotomists, they'd be quick to hire as far as for phlebotomy. So you want to make sure that you kind of put in there as far as for like, if you're looking to try to continue to learn your experience, I would definitely say just start off with something small like that so you can get your practice in with it. But the more that you practice on sticking, the better that you become. Number 2 is going to be the patient's reactions. What I mean as in they didn't teach us this, because most people, they don't teach you how people are really going to act when you draw blood. In school, they teach you as if, oh, they're going to sit in the chair, you got to grab their arm, put the tourniquet on, stuff like that. But really in reality, people are really scared of needles. I really had to find that out on my own. Like at the end of the day, I was literally like, wow, these people are like literally 20 something years old and they're literally scared of a small needle. What I mean as in they didn't teach us that people are literally going to jump during phlebotomy. People are literally going to be screaming during phlebotomy, like doing anything to try to distract you, to try to get you to not get that blood so it could be an issue. At the end of the day, you have to have yourself prepared for all those type of things. One thing that I would say is, look, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna get this blood, I gotta get 2 blood draw sticks from you. It could be successful if you don't move, if you just let me do my job, but it can be non-successful if you want to act a fool. So you kind of gotta put your foot down with certain stuff like that, because some patients' reactions like to scare people off. Me personally, I'm so used to it, I don't have time for it. At the end of the day, you will have patients that faint, you will have patients that scream, you will have patients that cry. At the end of the day, get that successful blood draw and make sure that that patient is completely safe, and you will be completely fine. The third thing is going to be always have someone nearby just in case. The reason why I say this one is most important because they didn't teach us that whenever a situation may happen and we don't have someone nearby, it can all fall on you. When I mean as in that, meaning as in, say for instance, you forget to pop the tourniquet and you're trying to remove the needle, and when you remove the needle, blood flies straight on out. You pop the tourniquet, but you need help to have someone to kind of help you, because now this patient is like blood is throwing out, you know what I'm saying? What I mean as in always have someone there, meaning as in if you need a manager there watching you, which is the worst because you don't want to always have a manager by you all the time, but just have a coworker or something by you just in case. Just be like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with doing this, can you kind of stand by me just to make sure everything goes okay? Also, it's always good to have someone behind you whenever you're dealing with the hard needle stick. Most of the hard needle sticks are usually hard to get. Now with your phlebotomy interview, they're going to ask you how do you manage with working with patients by yourself? How do you manage with handling patients with heart blood draws and stuff like that? So you want to make sure that you kind of keep that, you know, in your mind and whatnot. Number 4, what they don't teach you at your phlebotomy certification is that treats is the way to kind of get the patients to calm down. Now I just gave y'all my idea as far as for what I do, but however, patients don't realize that, people don't realize that with patients, they get so overwhelmed when it comes to phlebotomy. So you got to kind of find something to calm them down. Now, I'm not saying treats going to work for everybody. At the end of the day, if you got treats, that I would say probably give them, probably give them a gift card or something. Give them something good to kind of keep their mind off of the blood stick. But however, treats definitely can help. When you're working at pediatric, I'm pretty sure once you're done doing a blood draw on a child or whatnot, treats will definitely brighten their day. If you're dealing with young teens, young adults, that will definitely help as well too. Now, if you're dealing with older adults, and as far as for like the elderly, I would just probably give them a hug or something. I don't know. Just, you got to be kind of creative on that part. But usually here, I just kind of give candy out. I'm not even going to lie. I usually give candy out here and there. Or if anything, just try to keep a conversation to let them know that they did good on their blood draw. Like, be like, hey, it wasn't that bad. See how good we did? You know, stuff like that. The last thing I'm gonna leave you guys with is communication with your patient. They do not teach you this in phlebotomy. One thing about it, you gotta kind of pick up certain stuff on your own when you see it in the real life, but communication is definitely the key. Whenever you're done with phlebotomy, you always want to communicate with the patient, letting them know, okay, I'm done doing this tube, I am now grabbing the other tube, fill that one up, I got 2 more tubes left, and then just keep on going, and then you're finally done. Pull the needle out, you know, stuff like that. That's how you got to do. So I feel like as if whenever you're doing something with the patient, always continue to talk to them. Always talk to them throughout the whole entire process. Even if you don't want to talk about blood, or even if you don't want to talk about phlebotomy, just try to talk about something to try to keep their mind off of the stick. Because like I said, a lot of patients do get scared, and you don't want them being scared the whole time while being with you. So hopefully this will be able to help you guys out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. And I'm hoping everybody's going to have a good Friday. And yeah, y'all be safe.